Jack the Ripper, the killer who got away. They called him a phantom. Some call him the Invisible Man, a shadow in the fog, a man who turned the back streets of London into a hunting ground. And the most chilling part? He was never caught. In the autumn of 1888, fear gripped the East End. Women were being found brutally murdered, their bodies left in scenes so horrifying that even seasoned police officers couldn't sleep at night. Newspapers called him Jack the Ripper, a name that would echo across history as the world's most infamous unidentified killer. But how did he outsmart the police, baffle detectives, and vanish without a trace? Tonight, we're walking back into the gaslit streets of Whitechapel to relive the 5 murders that shook Victorian London and explore why Jack the Ripper might be the ultimate criminal who got away. It began quietly, almost unnoticed. In August, the body of Marianne Nichols was found in Bucks Row. She was a local woman, living in poverty like many in Whitechapel. But the violence done to her shocked even hardened police officers. Her throat had been cut twice, and her abdomen savagely mutilated. No one could have predicted that this was only the beginning. Just a week later, the killer struck again. Annie Chapman was found in a backyard in Hanbury Street. Her throat also slit, her body mutilated with chilling precision. Witnesses reported seeing a mysterious man talking to her shortly before dawn, but in the flickering gaslight and the thick London mist, no one could give a clear description. The newspapers began to buzz. The East End, already known for crime and poverty, was now home to a murderer with a signature style. The press gave him a name, Jack the Ripper, after a taunting letter supposedly sent to the police. Written in red ink, the letter mocked detectives, claimed future victims, and ended with a chilling flourish. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper. Whether the letter was real or a hoax is still debated, but it cemented the killer's place in history. Then came September 30th, a night that would be remembered as the double event. Within the span of less than an hour, 2 more women were found dead. Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes. Her throat had been cut, but there were no further mutilations, possibly because the killer had been interrupted. But Eddowes was not so fortunate. Her injuries were far more extensive. And in a macabre twist, part of her clothing was found nearby, along with graffiti that seemed to taunt the police. By November, fear had turned to hysteria. Mary Jane Kelly, the Ripper's final canonical victim, was found in her small room in Miller's Court. The scene was so gruesome that many officers refused to enter. The killer had taken his time, hours, perhaps, leaving behind a horror that words could barely describe. And then nothing. The killings stopped as suddenly as they had begun. No arrest, no trial, no justice. Jack the Ripper had vanished into the fog, leaving behind only bodies, fear, and an enduring mystery. Over the years, theories have exploded like wildfire. Was Jack a local butcher or doctor using medical knowledge to perform the mutilations? Was he a wealthy man hiding in plain sight? Or perhaps a foreign sailor slipping in and out of the city with the tides? Suspects have included everyone from failed artists to members of the royal family. Even a famous author has been named. But despite countless books, documentaries, and modern forensic analysis, no one has been definitively proven to be the Ripper. The police in 1888 were working without the tools we take for granted today. No DNA testing, no fingerprint databases, not even consistent crime scene photography. Witnesses were unreliable, the streets were crowded, and the killer knew the twisting alleys of Whitechapel like the back of his hand. In the end, Jack the Ripper's true identity remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. More than 130 years later, his crimes still fascinate and terrify us. We are drawn back to those foggy London streets, wondering who he really was and how he managed to walk away, unseen, into the night. Perhaps the most chilling thought is this. In a city teeming with life, Jack the Ripper could have been anyone. A neighbor, a customer at the market, a shadow behind you in the mist. And somewhere in the folds of history, the answer to his identity may still be waiting. But until it's found, Jack the Ripper will remain the faceless phantom who got away with murder.